You're disgusting.
Welcome to Lisa Beats Your Meats. I believe this is episode 99, 98. We're not sure.
One of those two, which is pretty monumental.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll start our podcast with a toast.
Yeah, some bourbon.
To
like the old school.
vegans across the country, the world.
Let's go back into the archives, but...
Oh, Basil Hayden is delicious.
Is it?
Yeah.
Compare it.
No, that goes down way smoother than whatever. This is Woodford. Basil Hayden.
Wow, way smoother.
Yeah. Hold on.
Jeez.
I have to send my child back to his room. Hold on.
Ready?
Back in. Set.
Yeah, that's considerably smoother than
Basil
mine.
Hayden.
Yeah. I guess it depends what you want, you know?
Mm-hmm. Anyways, sorry, we got interrupted by my child, Max.
14 seconds into it. We're good.
But isn't that what tonight's podcast is about? Children?
Yeah, short ones.
Short ones.
No, vegan diets for children.
And if it's healthy or if it's not healthy.
Yeah, we've
right?
done it before. We've spent a lot of time talking about that because we've been raising vegan children, which have been here since the beginning of this podcast. But tonight there's a new study that has a lot of
buzz about it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Good. I'll get to talk about my children because they're what I do. Before that, though, you want to talk about some food?
Yeah, for sure.
Some shotty balls.
Wow.
Isn't that like a SNL?
Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah. They were on a radio show. So I don't have much in the way of food, but I did want to, I have two things. One is my chickpea omelet, chickpea flour omelet, which
You didn't talk about that last time, did you?
I don't believe so.
Even if you did, say it again.
Yeah.
It's game changer.
Well, it's a game changer because, like, you know, in the way of vegan breakfast, you know, like, you get a little bored.
It's the biggest struggle.
It's a
as a vegan breakfast eater who doesn't make vegan breakfast.
Right, but it's just a nice alternative. So you got your tofu scramble, but, like, how many times can you eat tofu scramble for breakfast? You know, like, it gets a little monotonous. And then Just Egg is amazing, but we're not millionaires, and I can't buy Just Egg every morning.
We would be if we didn't buy Just Egg all the time.
But it's true. But anyways, so I tried to do a chickpea flour like scramble years ago, and it just did not work well. It was like pasty. And yeah, like the mixture didn't get cooked all the way through. It was just gross. So like I would suggest not trying to do a scramble or anything that resembles that if you're using this product. I would strictly go with an omelet, like, you know, style. But it's not even an omelet. It's more like a crepe. So if you've ever...
It's the shape of an omelet.
It is. No, it is an omelet, and it tastes like an omelet. But... when you're making them, think of it like a stuffed crepe because you need them to be thin in order for it to get cooked all the way. If you don't cook the mixture, it tastes metallic and gross. Like the mixture, the batter not cooked is disgusting.
I haven't experienced
weird.
that.
Yeah, but like the whole flavor changes. So one chickpea flour, I got it from Amazon. If you hate Amazon, you can go to, like, you know, a specialty food store. I'm sure they'd have it. Or get it offline. There's other providers. I should look into other providers of, you know, like specialty foods or whatever besides Amazon because we all know they're the devil. But
not necessarily. But anyways,
maybe
it's a whole different thing.
Maybe like a demon. And anyways, I mix it with almond milk, like unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened soy milk. I don't know which one. And then your flavors, like your normal egg flavors. So nutritional yeast, turmeric, garlic powder, and then black salt. Like I buy black salt by the like ton.
Black salt?
Black salt. That's what that, like the super eggy flavor is.
Oh, okay.
It's pink salt and then it turns black when you cook it.
Interesting.
It's
the Himalayan salt?
No, it's black. It's called like Kala Malala or something. It's
that gives it like an egg funk.
It's like the sulfur. It tastes like sulfur.
Oh, that stuff.
Yeah.
It's in a pink
yes.
powder. Yeah.
Yeah, but it turns black when you cook it. But those are like that's like the setup for any tofu scramble.
Hey,
or any
you're
egg
gonna be talking
flavor.
to some rookies out here like me.
Black salt's pretty. I don't know. It's known in the vegan world of like that's what gives vegan eggs or tofu scramble that like vegan or that egg taste. So, anyways, throw that in the mixture, but you want the mixture to be semi runny, not like super runny. Like it should be thinner than pancake batter, definitely. Like not as thick. I don't know why I'm why I'm telling you this.
No, tell me because I'm picturing like
but
mixing like
when
drywall cement.
When
or
are you
like,
making me breakfast?
Plaster. They say like go to toothpaste / peanut butter consistency.
Well, this would be like ranch dressing consistency.
Okay, there you go. See?
Yeah. Okay.
You're talking to a child here.
Okay. Anyways, and then it's just like omelet. So like I'll do my toppings beforehand. So like saute like onions and peppers, or cut up like a sausage, or I put the cheese in the batter also.
Batter of the chickpea stuff.
Yeah, I think that putting the cheese in the batter helps the cheese. First of all, it gives the omelet like a really good flavor, but it also sometimes vegan cheese takes a longer time to melt than the actual cooking of the omelet. So if it's in the mixture, the batter, it cooks a little bit like more even. But then throw a lot of butter in that pan, like Earth Balance or, I don't know what that Betty Crocker? No, what is it? But I put a lot of butter. Country Crock, yeah.
Country Crock.
And then make like a crepe. And once you see, so it is kind of technical. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how like serious
No, it is.
This whole process was, but
the world should know.
They should know
Unless you're
about my omelets.
Selling it yourself.
But when you put the mixture in your pan, you'll kind of use a spoon and like spread it out into like a somewhat of a circle-like shape. And then it'll start to bubble a little. But once the top of your, chickpea crepe at this point looks dry, it's not wet on top, that's when you put your fillings in there, anything you want. Like I had some microgreens. I put some of those jalapenos in there. That was amazing.
I'm a spicy guy.
I had a pico de gallo in it one time. I don't know, like really obviously with like an omelet, you can put whatever you want in there. But and then you flip it over, like use a really nice spatula and like flip half of your omelet over, and then it's done. And it's sometimes if you take it's nicer. It's like easier to take them off, like the heat source, and then have them on a plate, on the side. Then the residual heat in the omelet will kind of like finish up the cooking. So if you're nervous that it's going to be undercooked, like on the inside, or if you made them too thick or something, just like let them chill for a minute and they'll cook thoroughly. But they're good. Well, they're good. They're tasty. Like they taste good.
It does taste like an omelet.
But they're also like insanely full of protein. Like if you're a bodybuilder out there, like this is your breakfast. Like high in protein.
Are they low carb?
Yeah, it's chickpea flour. It's a chickpea.
So it's like an egg. I mean, essentially that's what you're after in the morning.
Chickpeas are probably more nutritious than eggs.
Higher in protein.
Whew, that was a lot of talking. Sorry, hold on.
No, that's fine. If you Lisa has this on her Instagram. If you want to see a picture of it, Lisa beats your meat. She's making a face at me.
I am gonna make a face at you because, like, I was working out the other day, and this lady was like, like my channel and subscribe and all this stuff. Like, for what? For
well, that's the
what?
thing. So
like, no. I had a thought in my head when she popped out and said that, and I was like,
yeah,
I don't need you to like anything. If you want to listen to this, listen to it. Like, I have no goals in this.
Yeah.
So Don't like it, subscribe, don't subscribe. Like, I literally don't care.
So I watch a lot of YouTube now because I'm into like cryptocurrency, which is a whole nother thing. And every crypto guy is like, smash the like button, share this, blah, blah, blah. But
not my favorite quality.
I hate that. Well, I don't hate that, but I get that that's if you are trying to make something out of it. You are not trying to make something out of your Instagram, but
I literally just want to tell people about omelets.
That's what I'm saying.
If they are interested.
But I'm saying, like, go to Lisa's Instagram.
If you're interested.
Don't follow it. Don't like it. But all the fucking awesome vegan food is there. Like, follow it for the reason that I want you personally to see just how amazing
true
vegan
transfer
food is.
of information.
If you just exactly, it's
up to you.
It's a menu that you have that's fantastic, and I think that every time you talk about this stuff, it needs to be seen.
Right.
As is my sister's Instagram. Did you see that thing she put up today?
No. Vegan parents?
What's their name?
Like decent
vegan parents.
And the apple nachos?
Yes.
Yeah, those look really good.
Those are the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's creative.
I commented on it. I was like, we need to plan. We're going to New York next weekend to visit Jimmy's family. And
she'll be on the next podcast then.
Yeah, well, so we've talked about this before, but Jimmy's brother-in-law has been a vegan for like a long time. And then his wife, Jimmy's actual sister, became vegan like... I don't know. How long? 6-9 months?
If you've been a fan of Lisa Beats Your Meat, smash the like button. I'm just kidding. Like 2 years ago, we had her on several times because she was super keto.
Oh, right.
Remember who were the keto people we interviewed? Keto Connect. That was, they're pretty popular. We interviewed keto. We were all about keto, and my sister was keto, and now she's vegan. Apparently, we haven't even talked to her since she's done this.
Yeah, she's been low key about it.
Yeah, aside from her Instagram, and then we saw it, and she was like.
But I was so excited. Like, I'm planning like every meal because I just like want to get the best food possible the whole time I'm in New York.
Oh, for sure. The group's gotten stronger. So
it has. That's exciting. We got one.
But anyways, that's a good Instagram too. Decent vegan parents, and that's Jacqueline, who used to be on this, and her police officer husband. So check that out too. But anyways, the point I'm making, Lisa, is your food is good. You should look at Lisa Beats Your Meat Instagram.
Well, you have to like it. You're my husband.
Well, I just need a menu to look at.
But these omelets really are good. I mean, like, and they reheat well. So, if you're busy, make them on, at night and heat them up in the morning.
Oh, that's what I was going to say too. Dumping salsa on them.
Yeah.
It's pretty key.
Yeah. You're like, just like cover it in something that makes it taste different. That's like super key to making it taste good. Yeah, that's awesome. But I don't know. They're just versatile and a whole different breakfast item, which is just super exciting because you don't get a lot of those. You got to like make them from thin air. Like,
I agree.
Someone was like, "Here's some flour," and I was like, "Ooh, we should make an omelet out of that." Like,
your breakfast sandwiches are pretty key, and we've talked about them. And
they get old after a while,
Yeah, I mean, but they're also like, not to harp on it, but the omelet is like a healthy thing. Like,
it's healthy.
It's summertime. It's beach bod.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a beach bod thing.
I do feel like it's a beach bod thing. I don't feel like I have been following beach bod rules.
No, me neither.
I've been eating more than I ever have.
Well, it's hot.
I just housed like well, it's hot. It's super hot, so that probably makes you hungry.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It's a good excuse.
It's really hot, so she's over in the corner eating a Big Mac.
Next topic related to hot summer fun.
What?
Before we get into
drinking?
our short children.
Are we talking about God's gift to the world?
Or Lisa's? I don't know.
Okay.
It's been tested. But
tested and proved.
If you're interested in this and you drink beer or wine or whiskey, if you drink and you get hangovers and you've been trying a million different things, I would love for you to report back to us.
Let me just set this.
All right,
like
set
the
us
table.
up.
So it's summertime. Jimmy does not work because he's a teacher. And then like I also
formally
don't.
I work.
Yeah. It's your summer break.
Yeah.
I stayed home with my kids. I do like real estate and stuff, but like I got some free time.
We have free time.
And so there's been a lot of drinking, and it's not like probably the best on our bodies, but like I started looking up ways to, you get those advertisements on Instagram like metabolize your alcohol better, and I keep getting these advertisements that are like, you don't need to drink at night, just have like this cool caffeinated drink, and I'm like, get off of my Instagram.
The mud or whatever, or fake caffeinated.
Yeah,
I got one that's like, you don't need to drink coffee, drink this mud.
Oh no, I got one that was like, you need a glass of wine to relax, just drink this one. It's 2% alcohol. I was like, well, I don't need a fucking 2% glass of water. Like, that doesn't sound like fun. Anyways, I'm trying to be smart about it, right? So I started talking and to this one guy at a party, drinking at a party, and we're talking about turmeric, and he was like, yeah, it's super good for inflammation. So then I looked online, and there's this doctor. It's actually, I got it from him. He's called the like hangover doctor. Like literally, he's a doctor, and he was like, his advice was, do these turmeric shots. They are, second best to an IV drip, like when you're hungover. So I was like, okay, cool. So turmeric shots, you take them.
His plan was to do it before you drink.
Before you drink. I do like lemon juice, turmeric, black pepper. Those are the key. How much turmeric?
Like a spoonful?
No, like a fourth of a teaspoon.
Dash?
Like a fourth or a half of a teaspoon, probably. But I'm usually making 2 shots, not 1.
Yeah.
So break that into 2. But like lemon juice, turmeric. You got to do black pepper, which is so weird, but apparently without the black pepper, turmeric doesn't get absorbed.
Like regular pepper, not the pink black pepper.
That's salt, you moron.
Oh, sorry. Wow, jeez.
Anyways,
Ooh.
You take these shots. Like, it was a problem not having a hangover. Like, it was like, we had like a 4 or 5 day bender where it was like, wow, I don't feel bad at all. Like, not like 1 ounce.
Yeah, it's worked.
The 5th day, we were like, we cannot drink today because we're going to become alcoholics.
Taking a few days off, but it's been oddly weird. Like, it's one thing to be hungover. I would describe a hangover as like, obviously tired because you probably didn't sleep great, even though we go to bed at like 8 o'clock. But even if you sleep 10 hours, you've been drinking, you don't sleep well. Mm-hmm. But then for me personally,
it's the dehydration.
I get heartburn, and then I wake up with a headache. Sometimes way earlier than I should wake up.
Right.
And then I have trouble falling back asleep. Then if you do, it's crappy sleep. But yeah, so I don't know. It's been weird, but I think it's
a good thing, but it's also like a dangerous.
I mean, you and I both tried it for like 3 or 4 straight days. So that's science.
But it's verified.
It's been proven.
The hypothesis
on a study
is in a published
just kind of
journal.
The theory of today, like the study we're going to talk about today, is about as scientific as our turmeric study. But I'm saying if you try this and it works, please report back, because I don't know if it's placebo, but it's been
monumental.
If you've listened to this show, we're not rookies. We've experienced some drinking and some hangovers in our life.
We drink a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
We drink a lot.
It's bizarre.
We drink a lot, but let me clarify. Jimmy and I party hardy from the hours of 3 to like 8 at the latest.
Yeah, we don't rage, but we drink.
We do. But try this. Try a turmeric shot. First of all, it's like really good for inflammation. Turmeric's so good for you.
Even if you don't drink, it's probably really good for you.
Yeah, it's probably better for you if you don't drink.
The lemon, the pepper. So the pepper makes you absorb it.
Yeah. I put like some mint in it today. You can also use apple cider vinegar. Throw in some cayenne pepper if you're feeling saucy. I put some honey in it just to like get it down the other day. But
get it down. I think they taste great.
They don't taste great. But
maybe the more I've been taking them, I guess they've gotten better. But
let's talk about what we're talking about, though.
Okay, so we're talking about there was a study out of Poland.
That's my home country.
Yes, which is interesting because
Wait, can I go pee? Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry, can you just pause it?
So this was done in Poland, your home country.
Yep.
Where you were born and raised.
No, Max.
Oh, man.
What?
Yes, so Poland. So that 8 times because we've been interrupted by our children, but that's where the study was done, which I think is a pretty important detail considering health in general compared to where we live.
Is Poland healthier?
I would assume so.
Just because I'm so healthy, you're like, oh, the only Polish person I know is just like super healthy.
No, I would say any developed country.
Any Polish person, you know?
Besides America, any developed country, in my opinion, is ahead of America in terms of health. But anyways,
it's just the size of them. They're like it's like easier to do.
I'm saying percentage-wise, America's really unhealthy.
Okay.
Per capita, but whatever.
Got you.
So this is a study that came out from Poland. I'll talk about the study first. So one reason, I guess we could preface this with, Bob, who we've talked about since the beginning of the show.
4 years old.
Is 4. How old is his T-ball team?
Oh, I think it's like 4 to 6, maybe 4.
Are there other 4? Maybe there are.
I think it's 4 to 6.
4-year-olds.
I don't think there's many other 4-year-olds.
So Bob's in this line of like 25
T-ball
kids. T-ball kids, and he's out there fucking grinding.
He hustles really hard.
He's a head shorter than the whole entire team.
Like very small.
But at home, he feels like a rock star, and he's bigger than his little brother.
He's also, this is my fault because I'm a stay-at-home mom who should probably be working as well. So I just like work my children. So like I'm out there like he should be in preschool. He should be in T-ball. He should do this. So he's like he's the youngest in preschool. He's the youngest in T-ball. He's the youngest in everything because I'm just like, we have to do everything to make sure he gets into a good college. We should start his essay now. You know, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean that triggered something in my brain, but we'll get to that. I guess he's not short for any reason besides he's younger than the other kids. But anyways, this study comes out, and the headline is a new study looks at the dangers of a vegan diet for kids. Mm-hmm. While children on a plant-based diet may have less body fat than meat-eating kids, they're actually shorter and weaker, according to the study.
And then we looked at Bob, and we were like, oh my God, he is really short. Mm-hmm. But so compared to 6-year-olds.
So I was like, yeah, I'll read this freaking article. And then found some good, information on it. Not to spoil it, but they're not shorter and weaker than other kids.
Oh, that's
obviously.
Good to know. Well, not to spoil it, I guess, as well, but like Bob picked up a lot of my genes, and I'm not a super short girl, like 5'6" or something, which is like average, or maybe I don't know, I'm like average. But when I was a little kid, I was the smallest in my class, like consistently until middle school.
That's interesting because the study said that one thing they did not do was follow this beyond just the initial study.
Well, that's
with the future of like how a kid grows. They're just looking at a small group of children and basing this on just past observations.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that. So let me just talk about, I guess, the findings of the study in terms of that. So children raised on a vegan diet, says they may have healthier hearts, which was a study, result, less body fat, blah, blah, blah. But this is researchers from UCL Great Ormond Street Institute of Child Health and the Children's Memorial Health Institute in Warsaw, Poland, conducted this study.
Been there.
Yeah, I'm sure. It focused on 187 kids, healthy kids, ages 5 to 10, between 2014 and 2016. Of those kids, 63 of them were vegetarians, 52 were vegans, and 72 were omnivores. And the data was...
Wait. What? That's 52%?
No. There's 187 kids.
Oh,
63 kids were vegetarians.
I was like, I'm no dummy, but that's not 100.
52 vegans and 72 omnivores. So they compiled data on growth, body composition, cardiovascular risk, micronutrient status in vegetarian and vegan children. But the interesting thing was that, because we were just saying, none of this data showed if the vegan diet caused the results, or the vegetarian diet, whatever diet. And it definitely didn't say if these differences will last into adulthood. Like, you're just looking at kids from a couple years for that moment. You have no idea. Like you said, you were short and you got tall. You know, vegan kids could be 18% taller than non-vegan kids once they hit, puberty or something. And like, no one knows.
And to be honest, I think you have to like really starve a child in order to stunt their growth. Or wear really small leotards, like in gymnastics or something.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's like an extreme. Children are gonna grow. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, and there have been some instances of people trying to make their kids vegan or whatever weird diet, and definitely causing some harm to their children. But
those are extreme whack jobs. Like, there was a study of a woman who was like, I am feeding my child like a biblical vegan diet, and that baby starved to death, and it was like tragic. But it was like the diet was like literally like hay and like water. Like, it was really. It just wasn't logical.
Yeah, I wish I had pulled that story up, but I remember reading that, and it was like they threw the term vegan in there just to like shit on vegans, yeah. When it wasn't really based on veganism, it was based on like religious background type of.
It was based in insanity.
Yeah. Some people are just crazy, but there have been like some stories of people in like mostly, northwestern, like Seattle type, Washington area. There were some studies a long time ago where.
If someone's going to starve, sorry if you live out there, but if someone's going to starve their child to death based on a vegan diet, it's going to be someone living in the north. Like what is
Olympia,
northeastern, northwest? No,
western.
Never eat. Yeah, western, northwestern area of the United States. If you catch my drift.
Another spoiler alert: if you do have vegan children or you're vegan yourself, you should know that. Like any diet, you have to plan what you're eating.
Right.
You have to be careful and make sure you're eating the right things.
But this is what
feeding your children the right things.
So annoying is that I know other moms. I talk to other moms. Like, I know what kids eat. They eat chicken nuggets, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, mac and cheese, hot dogs, grilled cheese. Like. Maybe you've got a kid out there that's eating some kale salad, and good for you. But if I put a kale salad in front of my 4-year-old, he's going to laugh at me. Like, I don't care if he's a vegan or not,
That's why I brought up the Poland thing, because America has such a shitty diet. I just assumed, I have no idea or background, but I just assumed that if you're in Poland and you're not vegan, that you're probably still eating better than a non-vegan.
Yeah.
In most countries,
well, I think that's
especially ours.
I think that's an assumption.
It's an assumption.
You're probably housing pierogies and kielbasa and
that's fine.
Sauerkraut.
But they're probably not eating.
I can say all that stuff because I'm Polish. Also,
you said it with the proper draw. Mm-hmm. I'm just assuming like their kielbasa or their meat or whatever they're eating, if they're not vegan, even dairy is probably
healthier,
less produced. Yeah, mass produced and shitty.
You just hate the United States today.
I hate their
meat
and dairy production and diet.
Yeah,
But I'm just speculating. I have no idea. I'm just assuming
that Poland's healthier. Regardless,
let's get back to some numbers.
Okay,
facts and figures. So here's what came out of it. Found that vegan children had a 4 to 6% less bone mineral content. They were more deficient in B12.
Okay. I'll take that one in.
They were 3 centimeters shorter than those who ate meat, which
I'm gonna throw that one back.
I don't know what that means in America. It's what, like
3 centimeters.
So it's like a 4/4.
Oh my god, the dad jokes.
Yeah, sorry. What is 3 centimeters?
3 centimeters? You don't like
inch?
Oh, I don't know the trans. I don't know like the exact trans. Not translation. Geez, okay.
I'd say like less. It's small. It's small. We have a lot of listeners in metric countries.
They're like, I didn't realize you guys were morons.
No, we are. The study found that vegan children had 4 to 6% less bone. Yeah, I said that. At the same time, they had 25% lower levels of LDL.
Oh.
The unhealthy form of cholesterol. So that's a plus.
That's a good thing.
And lower levels of body fat. We found that vegans had higher intakes of nutrients that indicated an unprocessed type of plant-based diet, which in turn linked to lower body fat and better cardiovascular risk profile.
So their hearts are better.
Yeah.
Well, that's intense. Listen, I don't know about that bone density. That seems rather scary.
No, that's bullshit.
Okay, but I could take that B12 because as a adult vegan, I go out of my way to eat sources of B12 as well as taking a vitamin. But I get I'm conscious of that, I'm like, oh, we got to eat root vegetables and green things and broccoli. And I got to get that B12 in some form. But I also take a supplement. But my kids aren't eating, beets and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do give them B12 drops. Just because they really taste.
But
I'm saying that's I feel like I'm pretty, not to toot my horn, but I feel like I'm very advanced in my vegan knowledge. So I know that if I have a child that's not eating meat and dairy, that I have to supplement that. Even though there are vegan sources of the B vitamins, it's just not going to hurt you to supplement it.
Yeah, that's also kind of the point of this is that, when I was thinking about this, my first thought was, yes, it's not easy to give any kid full nutritional value in whatever your diet is. They
don't eat anything.
You have to be mindful of what they're getting. So
they want to eat chips and popsicles. And
exactly. Vegan or not, you have to, James, our oldest, went to lacrosse yesterday, and you made him a sandwich. Mm-hmm. We also had tater tots.
Did I put any fruit in there?
And chips.
No
fruit. But
I've really given up on.
It was a snack thing. We don't have to get into that. But it was it was just funny. Out of the things, we were on the run. We were on the go. But out of all those things, I was like, "What? You need a snack for lacrosse practice?" And he was like, "Oh!" And he grabbed the chips. Obviously, that's what kids do.
Yeah, and that's their first. Yeah.
Yeah. So
all kids, vegan kids, non-vegan kids.
Yeah. So you have to be mindful of what you're feeding your kids, regardless. So I think it's, the point of this article. I've read several versions of it. Is that
of the study?
The study. You have to be mindful. You have to be mindful of what you're giving them. You know? And but the only deficiency a vegan has is D and.
Everyone's deficient in D. And to be honest, anyone who's listening right now, go get some D. Get both kinds once, take it twice a week.
Both kinds.
It could be man-made. It could be man. It could be woman.
It could be sunshine.
It could be whatever you want, but just twice a week it does a body good. But also take a supplement. At 5,000 to 10,000 or more. If you're not out there in the sun every day,
5,000 to 10,000
milligrams. Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's not
a day.
Yeah,
I thought it was supposed to be 1,000.
I'd say 5,000. I talked to somebody last week that was like, "Don't give me anything less than." It was a really weird conversation we were having, but he was like, "Don't give me any less than 10,000." I was like, "Damn!" We were having a weird argument about vitamins. It was bizarre.
Interesting.
But D, I just think everyone's deficient in D in both scenarios, if you know what I'm talking about. And I've had multiple friends go to doctors. Just had a friend, our close couple. The wife was completely deficient in D. She had to get some high-powered stuff to get her back on the spectrum. It's crazy how that affects you. This is totally off topic.
Where do we get it outside of
the sun?
Supplements.
The sun.
Well, the sun, yeah.
I don't know where else you get it.
Isn't it in
it's
food?
It's in fortified foods.
Okay.
But,
So if it's cloudy, I mean, you take that supplement every day.
You just take it. It's not going to hurt you. Just take it. My mom, this sounds really silly, but my mom always told me if you're above the Mason-Dixon line, you got to take that vitamin D. That was a statement.
It's true.
But also the B vitamins, that children are deficient in B vitamins. Every child's deficient in B vitamins.
Yeah, and what is that in?
No, maybe children who hound red meats and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's
what child's eating red meats? What psychopath child?
It's not in chicken
nuggets.
He's
give me that steak, Mom.
Is a hot dog red meat?
That's a purple meat.
Yeah.
Who knows what the hell's in that?
Burgers, maybe. Even kids don't eat good burgers, so they eat shit.
I don't want to get off topic, but I do want to talk about rotisserie hot dogs.
Wow. Well,
how do
the night is young. Bring it on.
Can we segue back to that?
Let me just make sure we're still recording. Just kidding. No,
have we been?
Go for it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The hot dog is worth talking about.
Well, I can bridge it. So my children eat a lot of hot dogs, and I don't feel guilty about it. I think it's it's great. So the hot dogs that we get, Smart Dogs or something.
Yeah, this should be at the beginning of the episode where people are still listening.
They're fine.
This is a great vegan tip.
There's 7 grams of protein a dog. My kids will eat 2 hot dogs sometimes.
Yeah.
At least 1 hot dog a meal. That's a pretty sizable amount. I cut those babies up in mac and cheese.
Yeah.
They'll eat it. I put them in their cereal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But
before you get going, though, the hot dog thing is something we've talked about before. It's impossible until now, to be delicious.
Yeah, man, we're really coming out with so many tips.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So what you have to do.
There's a lot of things that have been done very well in the vegan world. Hot dogs. Not at all. I've always been very disappointed with hot dogs until.
Listen, we have a good friend who has a spending problem.
Get some tumor. I'm just kidding.
He has a spending problem, and he buys a bunch of some would say frivolous things, others questionable.
He's going on a road trip tomorrow. He listens to the show. So
oh no!
Talk some good shit.
Okay, well, the one shit I'm gonna say is that he has a Mountain Dew pop machine in his garage. And it was lit up the last time I went to his house. And we were just there on a random day. And I was like, you don't need to have the whole thing lit up. Power that thing down.
He keeps changing the return. So
that has to be wasting some energy.
It's
like a whole vending machine.
It's wasting a lot of things.
Anyways. And then when we were over there for that graduation party, someone mentioned it and he was like, there's a can of change you can use to get it out. And I was like, this just seems bizarre. At least you should be making money off of this somehow. Yeah, I was in the garage and
someone was like, is he charging us for Yinglings? And I was like, no, he keeps all the change right there.
Oh my God.
It's more than novelty. But anyways.
Regardless, he bought a rotisserie hot dog / taquito a maker, from a gas station.
I think you see at a gas station or literally any concession stand
where they roll the hot dogs.
A football game or a baseball game or your son's little league game. Yeah,
yes, he bought one of those.
It rolls all day.
And we were like, "That's cool, okay." But he had a party, and he's very accommodating. So he's like, "I'm gonna get you some vegan hot dogs." And they threw them on there. They were so much better. This was our bender week. I was really hungry at that point of the day, but also delicious.
It was unbelievable how good this hot dog was.
I won't eat a hot dog another way.
Yeah, I used to grill them. I grew up having them boiled. I've tried all that with vegan dogs, and I've just been disappointed. And I've always blamed it on the dog. Non-vegan. Mm-hmm. I was always about Nathan's and the highest quality ballparks and stuff. What's the best hot dog?
Can you eat a non-vegan hot dog raw?
Yeah, it's just trash meat.
Okay.
It's not even meat. Who knows what it is? But you can.
It's like old American flags.
It's just ground up.
Round up into
compounded.
Little...
But yeah, the vegan dogs, I haven't had a great one. Even though I did read that Nathan's is making one,
That's
which
exciting.
Nathan's is the best non-vegan hot dog. But anyways, it's about the cooking of the dog. There's no way to replicate a rotisserie hot dog machine.
So go out there and get yourself a rotisserie.
I've made fun of him it's been probably 3 years he's had this. And he's brought it up once a month for 3 years. And I've been like, I don't care about your rotisserie hot dog machine. And now I'm shopping them. Mm-hmm. We've considered building one into our new kitchen that we're putting together.
I would not be opposed.
Like behind a door, just open it up and dogs are spinning. It was that good. It's that good.
It was.
So, yeah.
Add that to really your repertoire. And you know what you got to do? You got to cut up little sweet white onions. Like little, like diced onion.
If you're a hot dog person, you know
That's
this.
That's it. And just ketchup.
Diced raw onions and ketchup. That's it. Maybe a little mustard.
Maybe.
A real
stadium
shitty bun.
No. I like
shitty.
The kind that's split in the middle.
Oh, yeah. You got to go top down.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man. Whew. Hot over here.
Really off topic here. But that is one food we all share. That's one meal that me and my children all get together. Like I know everyone's going to eat food. That's sad.
It's happy.
Yeah.
We've cracked that one too as vegans.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet the other day and it was like, there's no food that you eat that I cannot eat vegan. And
no.
That used to be one of them. Not that you couldn't, but one that you couldn't eat deliciously. And I think that's been cracked, but you need a giant machine for it.
You need a
rotisserie. So far, it's the best I can do.
All right. Throw me some more facts and figures. Let's go.
Oh, well, yeah. So in terms of studies in general, I found an article that kind of took both sides of this. This was an observational study. So researchers didn't make any changes to the diets of the kids. They just recruited children who were already eating the diets. And then they looked back at their diets and their cardiovascular risk and factors given at the time point. So they didn't actually bring these kids in, say, you're going to eat this, you're going to eat this, you're going to eat this. Because for several reasons, they knew that the parents might not agree to changing a diet. Mm-hmm. So it was very gray as to what these kids were eating. Because it was like
any study.
It's like, what were you eating? So if our kid went into a study as a vegan study
what
kid,
were you eating?
They were like, what were you eating? And then
I have apples and peanut butter. Yeah. That's it. Oh, you didn't eat purple Doritos half the day?
Exactly. That's the other thing. Again, I think it's being a Polish study. Might be a little bit different than any other country, like what are you getting on a day-to-day basis in your diet? Different countries and cultures have different practices and I don't know. And how are you gauging, especially the height and weakness? Like you said, a kid
just like the vegan kids are weak.
Yeah. If you measure,
are they doing arm wrestling competitions?
When I was in middle school on the basketball team, there was a kid that was literally 2 heads taller than everyone. Mm-hmm. He could just he looked like a giant walking around us. Mm-hmm. It was bizarre. And then I went to high school, and he showed up our junior year. I went to a Catholic middle school, and then I went to a public high school, and he showed up our junior year. Out of the blue,
same size,
the shortest kid in the whole high school, awkwardly short.
That's so crazy,
bizarre. He just grew to his peak, which was 5 foot, or maybe 5 foot, probably 4'9", maybe,
right?
In 7th grade, which made him a giant.
Why
and then
does
in
the
high
body
school,
do that?
Who knows? But
because they have growing pains. I've had students that. Shoot up over the summer, a foot, and you're
bizarre.
Oh my god, are you okay? And they're like, no, this is literally painful. Doesn't feel good at all.
My dad used to say that we used to complain about things, he'd be like, "It's growing pains," and I thought he was full of shit.
I've never had. I don't. Well,
James used to like.
Oh, you could
wake
tell
up, but yeah,
you have turtle pains. I have turtle pains.
Oh, turtle pains.
Oh, I've heard of those. I hear you have them.
But anyways, you can't judge a child's growth. You could say maybe as a...
You can't judge children.
Yeah,
this whole study's bogus.
Exactly. So like if you took a group of 25 to 30-year-olds, that's when you're pretty much done growing height-wise, I would say.
Yeah.
And say, what was your diet from age 3 to 28 or whatever.
Right.
And then talk about how tall or short you are. Then I'm okay with that. But
that's a good point, Mr. Murray.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You call me Mr. Murray.
You love it when I call
Lisa's
you Mr.
dirty
Murray.
name for me.
No, I think judging kids on their diet before they're, like 20 and done growing it's just y'all just talking shit.
But this is a new thing, I guess. Like, are we
hurting our children?
Are we experimenting with our children? I've literally 0% concern that we are giving our children anything less than the best diet that's ever existed.
For sure. I'm pretty confident.
And most of all these studies are FUD, which we would call in the
FUD?
FUD in the investing world.
That's what we call FUD?
FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Like these articles that come out to like shit on.
Oh, it's called FUD?
FUD, yeah. So
I like that.
There's a lot of FUD in the market when it comes to like investing. You know, I'm a big investor now.
I thought you were just trying to not say the F word because Bob's in the room.
Oh, no. He doesn't even know what that is.
He 100% knows what that is.
But these articles come out to just discredit something that...
Just haters gonna hate.
That's exactly it. You summed it up. That's what I was getting to. Haters gonna hate. For some reason...
They do.
People see something that's benefiting other people that they can't or for some reason don't want to do.
You know why,
and then
Jimmy?
they hate on it.
Because it's impossible. I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Should you put him to bed first?
No, it's not a bad thing. No,
I thought you were gonna pop off.
I'm not gonna pop off. No, I'm not gonna pop off because I'm a confident, full, well-rounded individual, and until you are a confident, person that not just confident in who you are and what you do and likes yourself and loves yourself, until you have that clarity in your life, anytime anyone gets anything that's different or that's it looks like they have a form of success than you, people are going to hate it. People are going to attack it because they're
not all people, but yes,
because they're jealous.
It's a jealousy thing for sure.
It's a weird jealousy thing. It's like Jesus.
It's a terrible quality.
But it's a human quality. It's
a common quality.
It happens often. And I'm not saying I'm not jealous. I get jealous of bitches all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I feel like society as a whole has been vegans. Oh, you're all healthy. Oh, you think you're gonna live long? Oh, you don't have health problems. Oh, you're skinnier. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because no one wants to look internally and be well, maybe some of my health problems are caused by what I eat.
There's a funny meme that I think Plant-Based Health put out the other day, and it was can you relate to this? And you tell someone you're vegan, and they're like, oh yeah, I tried to be vegan for 3 days, but
it didn't work. I wasn't skinny. Yeah,
I do triathlons, and I just couldn't do that. And my uncle tried it once, and he had a heart attack. It's just right. And you get that all the time. You get this I tried that.
Well, I tried it, but my doctor told me to eat more meat because it was bad for me.
Yeah.
Really? Your doctor, who doesn't know shit about nutrition, told you to eat more meat, and now you're still in the hospital with diabetes because 80% of the United States has diabetes now? Oh, that's so weird. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Must be a coincidence.
One thing that I think that has changed, though, is... probably not just for us. I would hope if you're listening to this and you're vegan that you can relate to this. We get support from the people that we care about.
from other vegans.
Whether they're into it or not. Like, I don't get.
Oh, you mean like
like
ours
friends
personally?
and family. Like, I don't feel like people shit on it anymore like they used to.
Well, that's because I've weaned out anyone that I
might
didn't.
Be, but there are some people that I might get questions from now. I get questions, and then when I start giving them like rock solid answers, they stop asking, and that's it. They're like, it's the same thing. Like, someone could probably tell us like, you probably shouldn't drink fucking whiskey a couple days a week, and I'd be like, why? And they tell me like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, we're not perfect.
No,
we're making decisions every day, but I
feel
when
like it comes to my kids, you want to tell me that if anybody ever wants to question like what I'm feeding to my children or how I'm raising my children, you can, I'll show you where my P.O. box is, because I'm just diverting that energy.
But
like, there's no way I'm entertaining that.
I feel like it's been less and less like criticism.
Yeah, for sure.
You can ask the Andrzej Duda. He's the president of Poland.
Oh,
look at this guy.
I knew that.
You did? Yeah. How do you say that word?
Andrzej.
Now that you're Polish.
Andrzej Duda.
Yeah, Duda.
Dude.
Anywho, the Poles.
The Poles.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like that's offensive.
Is that a derogatory term for Polish people?
I don't know. I think everything's offensive now. I'm not quite sure. I just know that like if you live a happy, healthy life, you're doing something wrong and you should feel bad. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, Garth Davis, who if you're vegan you might have heard of, we should probably lean on him a little bit. It's been a while since we've had a decent name on this podcast.
I'm on this thing every time.
I know, Lisa beats your meat, but it's stressful when we get a big name. We've had some big names on here, but he's a guy who we've pushed for, and he engages on the internet. And I've been in some arguments / discussions with him, and he has said he will be on this show.
He has?
Yes, more than once.
That sounds...
recently. But anyways.
That's alarming.
He caught my attention with this because he reacted to this with much of what we've already said. If you aren't
Does he
planning...
have kids?
I don't know. I think he does. Yeah, I think he does.
I think his kids are older.
Maybe.
And they're big.
He's definitely a social media guy, but he, his reaction to this was the same that, anyway, I guess what was
like unfounded. Saying.
Just, you have to be careful about what you feed your kids. You have to plan for it. You have to think about it, And most Americans, or not Americans, just, you give them what they want to eat. You do have to convince them to eat vegetables. You have to give them a drop of B12 or whatever. Like, you have to make sure that you're paying attention to what your kids are eating.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like I had this thought the other day that my kids, like, I withhold a lot of stuff from them. And so the vegan stuff that they can eat, I like kind of let it go because they're not eating a lot of other weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like, obviously
compared to what I was eating as a kid, good God.
Well, I mean, look at we're still weaning out those demons, those gremlins that are in your back soul. No, I'm like my kids, I they obviously don't eat meat or dairy.
Never have in their whole life, which is weird.
Yeah.
Not weird, but like it is kind of a fairly new thing. We have 2 kids that are vegan from birth.
We're still alive, and we talked about Bob's T-ball game. Like, he hustles. He played pitcher. The coach put him in as the pitcher, and it's T-ball, so there's not actually a pitcher, but he caught a lot of balls, and he tried his hardest, and he's 100% super small compared to everyone else on that team.
And they're all like, was that kid vegan?
Yeah, they're like, wow, are you so fast? Anyways, I stay away from anything with crazy dyes in it because it scares me about learning disabilities. Like anything that's like, and I'm not saying they don't, because they get like popsicles and snow cones that have like crazy flavors, but like on the regular, I'm trying to avoid those. But then they don't eat meat and dairy. So I'm saying, like, if they want to, house Fritos or purple Doritos,
yes,
or
which most
if they
kids
want
are
to have
going to
some
do
cereal,
either way.
like
I'm not vegan.
I'm not like dying over it because that's not a giant problem to me.
Yeah,
it's all pros and cons. You weigh in stuff,
I tried to find one, and I couldn't find a great study on like lifelong vegans.
Yeah, they live to 150.
Probably, but it's a fairly new thing to raise your children from birth vegan. So
yeah,
we'll see. But pretty sure I know what the result will be.
Bob, you want to come say hi really quickly?
I'm also interested to see
come here,
how your kids grow up vegan. Like we've said that like you can be vegan until
what?
You buy your own food. Like,
oh, right. If he's
at some point, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, like my brother was a vegetarian when he lived in my mother's house, and then at the gates changed it up.
Yeah, so like the day you're on your own, you start eating meat. I'm not going to disown you, but
I probably will.
Probably it was rebel stage.
Bob, will you say hi?
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you say I'm a vegan? Can you explain about your diet? What do you eat on a day to day? What'd you have for dinner?
Candy.
No, you did not have candy.
Wow. No, it's...
Did you have mac and cheese?
Candy.
With some peaches?
With candy.
And apples and peanut butter?
And candy.
Well, we have to edit all this out.
So, clearly children lie. I didn't
why
feed my children candy for dinner.
Yeah, it explains his height. But it's been great.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Don't subscribe.
Don't feed your kids candy.
Don't feed your kids candy, but don't subscribe. Just take the information you learned, and if you're listening, just take it in.
No, shoot us some. I mean, lisabeatsyourmeat@gmail.com is a
It's a legit email.
It's a legit email, I think. I'm
it's
just
a
kidding.
Thing.
No, we will engage with you if you email us with a question or show idea. If you want to be on it, we will respond
for sure.
Unless you're an advertiser, we don't do that.
No. We have to go. The bunnies are out, Jimmy.
Lisa Beats Your Meat on Instagram is where you'll find great things, and then Lisa Beats Me on Twitter is where you'll just see me talking about cryptocurrency.
Okay, sounds fun. We have to go because there's like a couple bunnies just like playing in our front yard, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So we gotta go. Thanks for listening. Children aren't going to be small because they're vegan, and try turmeric shots and chickpea omelets, and go buy a rotisserie thing because it's life-changing.
Tell us where you find one.
All right.
We're still shopping.
Thank you. Good night.